Hello everybody, how's it going? And welcome to Off the Battlefield, and welcome to 2015. This is the first show of the new year. Very excited. I'm Skrull from Newcastle.
And I'm Lorenzo from London.
And this show is going to be a very special one because we are on the come down of the amazing hype that was Beast 5 in Sweden. But we'll get into that. We'll get into everything that came about that. But we've got two very special guests. So guys, do you want to introduce yourself? Bowie, maybe if you want to go first.
Yeah, hi there. I'm Bowie. I'm a London-based smasher. I main PM and Smash 4, but kind of getting back into Melee recently. So, yeah, I'm also getting into commentary, as you would have seen from Beast 5.
And I'm JJ Linyard. I'm currently based in Colchester, but originally from London. Been around for ages. Play Melee more than anything else. A little bit of a veteran in that sense, but yeah.
All right,
okay,
cool.
brilliant.
Guys, it's great to have you on, and we'll jump, before we go into Beast, we'll just jump into the latest Meltdown results. So, Lorenzo,
okay, yeah. 2 days ago, we had the first Meltdown tournament of the new year, which is a Melee tournament. It wasn't huge. It was a 16-man bracket, but that's enough for coins. So, it was a great tournament. In terms of the actual standings, it was taken by our boy Martin Leonard, aka Shufu. His first tournament victory, or at least first place, and a huge congratulations to him. We were all very, very pleased for him because he's really put in a lot of work. And then second was the rest of the top. 2 to 4, we've got LJ and then King NDJ, then Swizzy. LJ and Swizzy have been out of the scene for several months. They're old vets as well, but they've there was a bit of rush showing. We're not going to lie. Because Swizzy doesn't practice anymore. Amazing Ganondorf player, but he isn't very active at all. And LJ, I think, is just sort of getting back because in the last couple of days I've seen he's been playing quite a lot. But he's had a hiatus as well. Great Fox player, but Martin took it home. King NDJ is also he's a lovely guy. A Link main, which is pretty rare thing, and he does sometimes get them nice cheeky wins because people don't know the matchup, but that's not discrediting the fact that he's a very, very talented player. Also a veteran, but he's been playing a little bit more than they have, but not an awful lot either. And then I won't go much further except to say that Bowie, of course, and Bumbleboo22, shouts to him as well, joined 5th. That's about as far as I'll go down the rankings. But, it was a great tournament. We had some hype matches, an amazing set of grand finals, which went 3-2, 3-2, with LJ resetting the bracket and Shifu, narrowly clutching it out for the win. And we also saw some great stuff from King, beating Swizzy. It was just, it was good matches, great tournament, and the next one will be in 2 weeks' time. That will be a PM bracket.
All right, fair enough. So,
how many wobbles were there?
Not a lot, actually. Martin doesn't wobble as much as most ice climbers. He's a bit like the Fly Amanita of the UK.
He's so helpful.
He definitely tries to make sure that when he's playing ices that he can, because he wobbles. He knows it's part of the matchup, but he likes to kind of prove that he can do it without wobbling.
Yeah.
So he maybe got about 4 or 5 over the course of the tournament, but he's more into his stick handoffs. There was a ridiculous one that was about an 85% handoff.
In the last game, it was
disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
He gotten some confidence in because that last game he got LJ straight off the cuff and got basically a wobble from almost 0% after he confirmed it a little bit. So he got a wobble straight off the bat. Those of us rooting behind, we were just like, absolutely, Martin, do your thing. And then the next stock, he grabbed him again and took him to 80% with these ridiculous handoffs. Jeez. I don't know how he managed that, but he grinds it out, and credit to him.
Yeah, congrats absolutely. To Shufu, man. Congrats to Shufu.
Yeah. Let's go, Shufu. Shufu even.
It's not Shufu.
So moving. I mean, that was just a quick thing because that's the only really recent tournament that's happened. But obviously, let's move on to Beast.
So I'm gonna have to take a bit of a backseat here because unfortunately my plans to go were cancelled last minute, which really sucks. But it's still a hype tournament to watch on stream. So if we just look at the results here, I think, well, okay, we'll just talk about we'll go to Melee first, just because Melee's just the first on the thing that I'm looking at on the SSB wiki page of it. So looking at we'll just go through the top 8. We won't go through all of that because we'll talk about like how the UK players and how they did that and all. But first of all, top 8. So joined 7th, we had Zagetto from the Netherlands and Android from Sweden. Joined 5th, we had our boy Prof from the UK, of course, VWS Professor Pro, and alongside the Amsa from the Netherlands. 4th was Germany's Ice. 3rd was the US's Mango. 2nd, Armada, and 1st, Leffen. So straight off the bat, I can just say I'm very happy with the way the tournament turned out in terms of Prof's placement for him, mostly because like I know this is going to sound really bad, but I wouldn't expect Prof to beat Ice. Like he played Ice, didn't he? I'm sure he played.
Yeah,
Ice.
he did. Yeah. He wouldn't have
yes.
beaten Ice just yet. I mean, he's working on it, and he performed a lot better than he has in the past in terms of. I mean, I remember when it was Sad 3, SmashUK Day 3, that Fuzzy and Prof were playing Ice a bit, and the performances they gave against him weren't as strong as they were now. Like it was, I kind of feel that Ice did run away with it, but because it was a 3-0. But Prof did put up a good fight in each game. But Ice is just currently a bit further ahead.
Yeah. Ice's Fox has like progressed so much since he first started playing Fox, like an insane amount as well. And he's really good and really solid in neutral, and especially because he knows like all of Fox's options. And I guess just I don't know. I don't want to say he's more solid than Prof because I think that Prof is very, 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 very good. But Ice just seemed to be that little bit more switched on that day, I guess.
In Melee, he's still like a little step ahead of Prof at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember an amazing, the first really amazing set I saw of him was the grand finals of the last HF LAN between him and Leffen. That was a fantastic grand finals.
Wasn't it Luce's finals because then he played Armada after and Armada beat him? Ice, didn't it? No.
The finals was him and Leffen.
Oh, is that the one where Leffen smashed his controller, or am I thinking of someone else?
No, I think you're thinking of it. HF LAN was fairly recently. It was a few months ago.
Oh yeah, my bad.
And Leffen took it, but it was a very close 3-2. It went down to the last stock. And Leffen said afterwards, and I think he might have been right, that I mean Ice was definitely playing better than he was, as in terms of the player. But that was a really good set from him, and we saw some great stuff from him here at Beast. He did really. I mean, he took down Prof, and I think who did he lose to? Do we know? I mean, it was either.
I think he lost to.
He lost to Armada.
He lost to Armada.
He did. Yeah, that was one.
Armada knows how to deal with spaces. But yeah, if we just in terms of the top 8, I mean, there was one thing I'm very salty about is I missed missed Prof versus Zagetto because I wanted to get.
Man.
It was a very good game. It was a very, very good game. Prof played fantastically to beat Zagetto, who's obviously an incredibly talented Fox player as well. I think that's the first time he's beaten him as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Like the last time he played him was quite a while ago, or like a few. Like the last time he was like, I think they played it was a while ago, and Prof said he was much worse, and obviously things have changed since then.
Yeah, Prof has leveled up. I mean, I've heard him talk a little bit about it since then, and I mean, I think quite a lot of people thought he was going to win. At least we did, because we all believe in Prof in the UK.
Of course.
But I'm not sure if we call that an upset or not. But it is
an upset. I would call it an upset. Yes. Mainly because like previously, like he hasn't beaten him before. The thing is, like Prof for a while was kind of like not really making that many gains, but then when he started to go abroad a lot more and play a lot more kind of players, it kind of opened up his game as a whole. So I mean, no one I don't think anyone really expected such an improvement in such a short space of time for him to be able to take a 3-1. Because it wasn't even like a 3-2 or especially close. It was quite a strong victory. So I mean, I'd call it an upset on just kind of previous results. and how strong a win it was on the day. So.
Oh, fair enough. I was going to say, because I'm coming from a sort of, not necessarily like new school, because I've been around for a little bit now. I've been around for about 2 or so years. But I was going to say, like, because of the sort of stigma of Prof being officially, well, not officially, but pretty much best in the UK for Melee, I would have just thought, he has stepped it up quite considerably, even though he was already a pretty strong player.
Yeah.
So, I expected him to win just because it's Prof. But, like, against Ice, someone who we know is consistently a great player, and is even better now that he has maybe a better character for himself, he is looking so strong. When I saw him versus Prof, and I saw how he's playing in just the first few stocks of the first match, I was like, I don't think Prof can win this. Like, I would love if he could, but Ice played so well. But credit to Prof as well for beating Zagetto, because if he did have a demon in Zagetto that he couldn't beat, then good on him for beating him.
In terms of the rest of the top 8, I think some of the notable matches were Armada versus AMSA was pretty good, although it was very one-sided. I don't know if this is true, but he went Armada 4-stocked him in one game, and AMSA walked up to the commentary afterwards and said something.
Oh yeah. It's the first time in the 10 years he's ever in tournament been 4-stocked, and to be fair, if you're going to get 4-stocked by someone, it would be Armada, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He just knew that his Sheik was dead. He was like, well, that's it, it's dead for that game. He just couldn't. So he changed to Fox, didn't he? I believe for the game after.
He did, but I.
Which obviously isn't a good choice. But obviously, being the first time he's ever been 4-stocked, I didn't think he just knew that it wasn't going to work out.
He'd thrown in the towel by the time he picked Fox. There's no way you can counterpick Armada like that. That just doesn't happen.
Especially with that character, which Armada has so much practice just beating the hell out of. It was just, I think I did see some desperation in AMSA, especially because he was just sort of, well, not desperation, just sort of recognition that he was like, okay, I'm pretty much done. But he put in work, to be fair, like a bracket of 375 people. And, entrance of 375 people entering Melee. So, good credit to him, because he's a really old school player, and he's been fairly inactive in recent memory. So
he's been coming back. He's making
a steady return, but for the most part, I don't know how much he's been playing. I don't know how much he's really put in the work into it. But still credit to him for getting fit.
Recently, yeah. I mean, I'd love to play him a bit. I think that's one of the reasons I want to go to. I'm going to Avalon later this month, so I might get a chance to play him, play Epi, and a couple of other Dutch guys, because they seem really chill as well as really good players. In terms of the top 3,
I'm so happy with how top 3 panned out, because I really love Leffen's play. Like, I would have, if Armada had sort of, kept the hierarchy and been like, yeah, I'm staying at the top, you can't beat me. And of course, Mango's going to John about PAL because, he can, because he plays NTSC and all that sort of stuff. Because it's inevitable. If an American player comes over to Europe, it's like, oh, why doesn't Vox's up B go farther? It's because it's like, this is the completed version of the game. And then just
and it's not stupid, right?
Yeah, it's not net play. You ain't playing net play right now.
I spoke to him afterwards. He was like, I hate PAL. I hate PAL. Straight up.
I saw the salty tweets about it, and all I could think was like, what did you honestly expect? Did you honestly expect to come into Europe and play PAL Fox or give you NT? It doesn't work. Like, up smash isn't as strong, up B doesn't go as far.
Fun fact though is he played Falco for the majority of the tournament, and Falco isn't that badly different from the NTSC.
Exactly.
When he did go Fox, obviously there is a difference there, but for the majority of the time he was playing Falco, which is actually
exactly. And I'm very, very happy that Leffen took first, because I think Leffen, I don't want to say Leffen more than anyone deserves to place first, but I think that he has definitely put in the legwork in order to place himself amongst the highest players, if not be considered to be possibly a new god. Like,
I'd say that there's no doubt that he is the sixth god, but I think what everyone's waiting for is him to take down Mewtwo King, because as soon as he's taken down all 5, I think even he himself will do that whole thing of, I'm definitely a god now. I think we all know he is there.
I think he already thinks that he is. I don't think
no, he is.
He has the ego.
It's just that I think that officially we're waiting for him to take down all 5.
Yeah.
And then when that's happened, it's official in little bunny ears.
I don't think you need to take down all 5. If you go back to that theory that Mango had quite a while ago about the golden rings, which is basically if you go to a tournament where there's 3 of the gods and you win, you receive a golden ring. And I think there's a graph somewhere which shows that in the entirety of it, like I think everyone's got a golden ring now, including Leffen, except for maybe like Hungry Box, but I can't like confirm that. Even Ken has one, but those are the only players in history. So in that sense, I'd put him as a god. I don't think he needs to beat Muta King at all.
No, I don't see how much difference that would make, really.
Well, no, yeah, I guess it's just some kind of formality, taking down 5.
Yeah, I think it would just be like solidify him as, oh look, I can beat what is vastly considered as the 5 best players in the world. Where's my consideration for one of the best? Like he's already pretty much considered for one of the best in the world. It's just people being like, oh, Leffen's a douche, so we don't want to accept it. He is. That's a fact. He is an amazing player. Like,
He's not actually. I mean, he has an ego, and he is. When I was talking to him, I mean, he's quite critical of people's play because he sees the game he sees the game through the eye of someone who understands it very, very well.
Yeah.
And I mean, we even in like watching like PM, and he was being very critical, and I was just thinking, this guy's playing pretty cool, and he was saying he's dropping every single edge guard, and I was watching and I thought, yeah, you're right, he is dropping every single edge guard, and he speaks his mind. He's not like he's got an ego, sure, but I think he's just blunt with the way he approaches the game, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, really.
Yeah, I can
like
see that.
He's not going to spoon feed or like sugarcoat anything when he plays this game. And
yes, I agree with that. However, I would say that we shouldn't really be getting into this kind of conversation, but I think there is consideration to how far along a player is. So you can't expect everyone to play on your level.
No,
so
true.
That's and enough on that subject. I guess really we're not here to analyse.
Yeah.
Leffen's ego, are we really?
True that. In terms of how we thought Mango and Armada played in this tournament, a lot of obviously the circuit blew up with 1,000 with many thousands of Johns for Mango and a little bit for Armada as well.
What I loved more than anything was his tweets after Beast ended. He was saying how Sweden sucked and like Sweden as the entire country sucked because he placed third in the tournament. I was like, are you serious? This is what you're doing with your time? It's like you're wasting no one's time but your own. It was hilarious.
You've got to wonder how serious he's being, though, Henry, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mango's a troll.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of... I mean, you could see it in their play. Both Mango and Armada were not on the same form that Leffen was in that tournament.
I mean, Leffen admitted had acknowledged it as well. I mean, in his interview afterwards with D1, he said obviously that Armada had to be a TO, and he said that you can't put 100% into your game when you're having to run a 400-man tournament. So
yeah,
it was nice of that consideration to come out. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, no. One thing that's common to all the top players is that they're very, they all of them will sort of say honestly how they think they played and how they think their opponent played when this sort of stuff happens. That's what I've noticed in a lot of post tournament interviews. Is that like if they think that if they think they play well, they'll say it. If they think they play bad, they'll say it. And do they think their opponent's on form or not, they'll say that as well. So fair enough. In terms of how our boys did then in this tournament, in Melee at least.
If I remember correctly, I saw the... Hang on, I'll get the bracket up again. It's on the challenge.
Well, the ones who made it out of pools, Prof, VA, Mr. JJ Lineard himself.
Oh, yeah.
Hal.
I've got Hal.
And Wills. That was right, wasn't it?
Yeah. Is there any...
And Deathgazer.
Deathgazer as well.
Yeah,
Deathgazer and Jolyon.
And X1.
Oh, Jolyon, of course.
And X1, yeah. There were 7 of us, right?
Oh, gosh, I didn't realise. Like, when I last spoke to someone, they'd only said that much. I guess more people have made it out by then.
Yeah, a few of our boys actually got out of pools, and it's really impressive to see.
It's a huge accomplishment to make it just out of pools in this tournament.
Exactly.
It's one of the most stacked tournaments, I think. It's probably the most stacked tournament Europe's ever had.
Yeah, we were only really missing one top player, and that was over. So
where was it over actually?
And fuzziness. And fuzziness.
Oh well, he was in America doing ACQ, so screw him.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Bless
Yeah.
him.
Where was it?
He just couldn't come, couldn't he? I can't remember. Like, I don't remember. He
Oh,
was
fair enough.
trying to come last second or something. I think there were quite a few Spanish people missing because from last year, like Treff was missing as well. Yeah, there were a few. I think the Spanish just didn't turn up or something. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, we had Elle with us, didn't we? Like on our trip.
Yeah.
He turned up, but yeah, I didn't see any other Spaniards there.
Fair enough then.
The rest of all the Scandinavians were there in force. The French were, the Dutch were, the Germans were.
The Germans were, yeah, loads of Germans.
There were lots of Germans. Yeah,
They really made their way over. Good on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost as many as us. In terms of the matches we saw on stream, I mean, one thing that it was kind of a shame that Prof had to beat VA.
Oh, that was sad times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on Salty Playground stream.
Yeah, four stock,
which was
well.
Yeah, on the last game it was quite harsh as well. But VA was playing well all tournament actually. I mean, well, there was I think he kind of there was a kind of moment in doubles where he wasn't, I guess up to his best, but in the singles tournament he played very, very solid.
Yeah, I saw some of VA's matches on stream and he was playing so strongly, like just really.
He was very,
really
very confident, confident player.
You really think so? I think from what I've heard, he's always had a problem with nerves.
Yeah, in terms of on stream, and I noticed that in doubles, is what I'm saying. Like in doubles, he kind of like it's harsh to say that kind of choked a bit, but he didn't perform his best on stream in doubles, but I think in singles he played very, very well.
There's a reason, of course, that we say that if we're going to cheer for VA, we have to golf clap him because that sort of like added distraction and pressure he really doesn't like.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough to him. I mean, in terms of the top 8, of course, there was that. I felt kind of bad for Armada and Left in that moment when the projector blacked out and like all several hundred of us crowded around that one.
I've seen
TV.
the photo of everybody just like crammed together in a big like mob watching the CRT.
Like we gave them space. Everyone was respectful, hype. But it was hype.
That was hype. It doesn't matter. Yeah. That made it feel old school. That was just like,
it was
behind this thing.
It was a really strange throwback, wasn't it? Just kind of like like people just like huddling around TVs watching really good matches.
Yeah,
very strange moment.
I'm very happy that I was sitting at the front at that point.
No.
Or standing to the back.
The UK boys were sitting at the front. We were just like, let's get.
I kept seeing Bap just lie across one of the front pews on stream, and I just found that hilarious.
Yeah, Shane stuck to the front quite a lot.
Shane was a crowd monster. Shout out to Shane.
We all were crowd monsters, really. The UK were the most, the biggest crowd monsters.
Actually, I did hear it.
Yeah, you will have done. We were all. There was a lot of shouting.
There was a lot of waving of bread, and
there was a lot of waving of bread.
And Pringles going on stream.
We'll get to the waving of bread later.
Please do. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it was wonderful. But in terms, we've seen who else. I mean, in terms of who was on stream, Kazilwolf got a little bit of time on stream. Shouts to him. Got one game.
Vincent Tam, BR
Vincent as well. Yes.
He had a pretty close match, but I think he choked it out towards the end.
Who was he playing again?
I cannot remember for the life of me. It was someone.
I know he got eliminated by.
It might have been Mahi.
No,
I don't think it was Mahi.
I know he got eliminated by Swedish Luigi.
He had a bad tournament by what he was expecting.
Yeah, sadly, because some of us did. Like Jin didn't do very well either. Sadly,
Jin got 5th in his pool.
He got 5th.
I think you shout out to half of the people that attended because there were so many of us who got 5th in the pool.
I was going to say,
last time.
Yeah,
I mean, because like 7 people got out, but like a plethora of people were so close.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we have to say commiserations to Alpha Dash as well, who just unfortunately he didn't have a good tournament. I have to be honest with him there. Like his overall tournament for Melee wasn't the strongest. He should have got out of his pool, but he kind of lost 2-1 to a Peach player in his pool.
Didn't it was Zelda, didn't he?
I think it was a Peach in the.
Prof told me it was a Zelda.
Was it a Zelda?
Yeah, Tim or something.
PST. Was it PST he lost to in winners though, or was that in losers he lost to PST?
I don't remember.
That's Zelda.
Yeah, PST is a very well-known, strong Zelda player from Germany.
Also, if we're talking Zelda in terms of matchups with, I'm guessing AD was still playing Ices, right? Unless he went to Sheik or Falco.
He was playing Ices.
Yeah, Zelda Ices is one of those very weird matchups where it's like, it's good until you get like it's really difficult to explain because her down smash is pretty much the fastest in the game, despite it being the weakest. But she still has ways of just like really ripping on Ices, and it's really horrible to play against. But yeah, but I'm not going to John for AD saying it's matchups, but because you know if it's if PST, because I saw PST on stream, and he did look very very strong. So you know, right here, can't really say much more than that. To be honest with you.
Yeah. No, there were so many good players. As I was saying, Decatur as well almost made it out, but lost very narrowly to Slim Shady, who's a Mario player. I think he's so again. As Bowie said, lots of us nearly made the cut, and shout outs to them because just making it out of pools in this tournament was a massive was a huge feat because every pool had killers in it, lots of killers. So, I mean, if you look at the top 64, even, probably at least half of the players in that pool in that top 64, if not almost all of them, if they went to a tournament like a local, they'd have a good chance of winning it. So that just says something, if you know what I mean, like just how ridiculous this tournament was. From that, should we move on to Smash 4?
Or we could do melee doubles.
Oh yeah, melee doubles.
We'll talk about melee doubles. So melee doubles, we'll just quick. Should we run through just the top 3 for melee doubles because we know Prof and VA play 7th, and then so in top 3, teaming, we had Mango from America and Baxon from France teaming, and they got 3rd. Then second was Leffen and Ice, and in first was Armada and Android. So
Android played absolutely brilliant.
He was on fire.
I saw Android's play, and he looked so strong. Like he was playing solidly.
They were they are. I don't think there's an argument to say they're the best team in the world. I think Armada and Android. They're so strong.
In terms of their actual ability, I wouldn't know if you'd actually call them the best team in the world. Like, they look like they are. They still could get beaten by like 2 other top level players, but
they've got the best team synergy, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, because Android is not the same. Sadly, is not quite the same cut as Armada. I mean, shout out to him. He made 7th in melee singles, which is a huge achievement. But Amza beat him quite convincingly. Or at least Amza beat him and then lost heavily to Armada. But considering that he's just about a cut down from some of the other players, I mean, Mango, Leffen, Armada, that and the rest of the top 5 and so on. He is a monster in doubles. They are between them, they are so the stuff they do is incredible. They can just convert. They instantly know what each other is doing all the time, which is a huge thing, really huge.
Yeah.
And that's one thing is that I don't think we see as enough really committed, dedicated teams amongst the really high level players because they all seem to switch around each other quite a lot.
Yeah, it's just I think with doubles it's just who can I get the best results alongside, and unfortunately most of the time it sort of stacks up with this player is better than X player in singles.
Yeah.
Therefore they'll jump onto that boat. However, there are some teams who are dedicated teams and do enjoy teaming together and will do exceptionally well because they have good synergy. They know how to play, they know how each other plays, etc., etc.
Bowie and Shifu.
We came 5th in our pool. We got knocked out by the people who knocked us into losers. It was a very, very close game.
You guys are good, though. I like watching you guys play.
Thank you.
But, I mean, in terms of, Mango team with Baxon, and Baxon is an amazing player, but, it involves... I'm not even sure if Mango did carry, actually, when I was watching those games, but it was.
I saw a couple of games with Baxon when he was just getting styled on, and Mango was just doing work on the other side of the stage, and everything was okay. Well,
from the games which I got to commentate on doubles, and we had Mango and Baxon, it did seem a bit of like Mango was literally like, "All right, you hold stock and chill out while I put in some work."
You just wait here. I'll go fight the guys. Just stand
and
here.
You pick up the pieces. And
just pat him on the head. Like, you just stay here. It's okay.
To credit Baxon, or at least to give Baxon a little bit of credit, Mango is like that with anybody he teams with. That is Mango's. Because he is the kid. Yeah. Like anybody who anybody who he teams with, that's his policy. You hold a stock for him, and he will do all the work for you, or at least he'll do 60 or 70% of the work. So Leffen and Ice also put on quite a good show. I think they're actually quite a good team.
Yeah, they're a
strong double fox. Yeah.
I mean, there was a wonderful moment. I'm trying to remember who they did it to, but they wombo comboed someone ridiculously on stream. It was like a shine. It was shine volleyball to up smash. It was about It was about 7 shines back and forth, with some poor soul in the middle. I can't remember who they were playing, but they just got bodied.
Damn.
And that shows a bit of synergy. It looked great. We all popped off. So
they do seem to have a fair bit of team synergy between the two of them. Because I think they team at Apex whenever the two of them are there. So
yeah,
I guess the international experience. But
they're good. They are good.
Yeah.
So in terms of how our boys did, as we saw,
I think X1 and RT3 got out of.
They got 17th, and big shout out to them, man. They put in some work.
Yeah, the one I'm sorry to say this, but the one game I saw them play on stream, there was Chocorino in that game.
No. Oh no.
It was like they are a good team. They are a good team, but there was a bit of Chocorino in the game I saw. They have a lot of potential, though. Yeah,
and also in terms, they got good potential. But I also think like when they were getting to the levels where like the team synergy to skill disparity kind of got in the way. Like they did choke, but I also think that the people they were playing at that level were starting to kind of go past their skill level as well. Yes. So it was a doubling of having to rely on their team synergy in order to overcome the gap in skill, which wasn't incredibly huge. Don't get me wrong; it was a very, very small skill gap, but that gap was still there. But then the choking didn't help that already uphill struggle.
No, absolutely, I agree with you. I mean, if you look at the people they tied with in 17th, we have people like Nami, Daumling, Mike Hager, Zola, etc. Really strong international players, or at least
so they did incredibly well that entire weekend, but it was just a shame that their last game they didn't put in the performance they had wanted.
And the other team is Yenis and Wills LC. Make it just into brackets, so good on them.
LC also picking up a bunch of members over the weekend along with alongside Mango and D1.
Yeah,
shout out to LC worldwide.
LC now in running for strongest
crew world.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was too funny. Alright. So moving along then to Smash 4. Oh my god, the hype.
This is probably going to be like the topic of the tournament, I guess. I mean, for
us,
for UK at least, purely because we crowned our first UK international champion.
Jay Miller.
Yeah. I can give. I'll give you a little anecdote of where that name came from.
Please
later, if you like. But yeah, it was overall a really, really strong tournament. We had a lot of UK players come through the bracket as well. There was a couple I thought who would have made it that didn't, but generally we had Pidgey, Killer Jaws, Anarchy, Cloud Rain Zero, obviously Jay Miller who won it.
Will Silent Doom.
Wills and Silent Doom as well. Who we'll have to talk about Silent Doom as well. But
even G Ninja 64, shout out to him.
I don't know who that is.
Sol, that's Solomon.
Sol made it out to bracket.
Yeah, Solomon made it to bracket.
Congratulations!
Yeah, he did. Look,
Didn't know
it's
that.
there. Oh
Good on
wow, 25th. Well done, Keenan.
Damn.
Stuff.
So
There you
yeah,
go.
in terms of I find out. I mean, I don't want to discredit Smash 4 at all, but I wasn't expecting it to be as hype as it was, just because the number of Diddies we had also at the top made it a little bit less interesting. But
Interesting. The top 10 only had 3 Diddies.
really,
Mm-hmm.
oh
They came second, third, and fourth, but there were
yes,
there were only three Diddies in the
Yeah.
top 10.
there was some hype stuff for sure. Even outside of the Miller hype, I mean, we had Eddie as well.
And I mean, I have to give a huge shout out to Izor as well, or Izor, however you'd like to pronounce it, who's been, in terms of Smash, Brawl and Smash 4, has been a well-known name, alongside the likes of like Ally and all those kind of names, and Mr. R and Leon.
Izor used to
Brawl
do
well
like
known.
Wi-Fi vids, didn't he? Izor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought, yeah.
He was a Link player in Brawl and created some incredible stuff with Link
It was
in Brawl.
awesome.
So the kind of stuff he's done with Link in Smash 4 as well, and it's been incredible. But he also plays Sheik a lot as well, and he has an incredibly dangerous Sheik. The off-stage game is quite tough, and his on-stage game as well is very, very dangerous. I'm quite surprised he placed as lowly as he did. I mean, he came 7th, but
This
even then,
it was a stacked tournament for Smash 4.
it was, yeah.
Let's be honest, like that was some high-level play you could see right at the top.
At such an early stage in the game as well.
Yeah,
Like-
it was
Yeah,
all
exactly.
like heavily, like not necessarily mind games based, but was really sort of like spacing and neutral based, and it was really interesting to watch because it's such a contrast from like even in Brawl where there is a sort of like heavy focus on like neutral and reads and sort of just being able to sort of like inch out your opponent. Like it was so intense as well because it's just like little hit after little hit, and occasionally someone gets a nice little string, and then it's back to those little hits, and it's so like nerve wracking.
Yeah.
The kind of way that I view Smash 4 is, I mean, obviously, when you're having a look at hype, like Smash, like Melee is all about kind of like, you can get strong combos, and it's all about kind of like finding your ways in, and then as soon as you can get the aggressive, you're really kind of rewarded for your confident and ballsy play. Whereas Smash 4 and Brawl as well specifically tends to reward defensive play, and that is the same case here. However, what it allows, especially with Smash 4, because the way that plays is very, very kind of tense games, and instead of having like peaks of like excitement consistently happening, it starts at a low level, then slowly, gradually gets more and more and more until you see the likes of Jay Miller's losers finals and finals, where you have like a 2-settle kind of, because especially with the 2 stock, because there is no adaptation stock, so the first stock is just as important as the second. Because in say Melee, like if you lose 1 stock, you still have 3 left. It's quite a lot. Whereas in Smash 4, you have 2. And you don't want to lose your first one, because if you lose your first one, you've only got 1 left. And if you've got 1 left, you've got 1 left. There's so much tension.
Yeah.
As a
around
question,
that.
is that the actual standard, or was that just
Of course we were using Apex rule circuit rules,
Okay.
so that is what's going to be played at Apex. Europe generally tends to see more 3 stock matches because that stock for adaptation is quite important. However, you can see from the length of just 2 stocks, the games can go on for quite a while. So I mean, unless
watching the 2 stock much more than the 3 stock rules.
I'm sorry.
I did prefer watching the 2 stock ones.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that was the first time that I genuinely enjoyed watching a 2 stock tournament, because I watch a lot of the stuff over in the US. I'm sitting there going, cool, it's 2 stock, yay. And because I kind of felt that they didn't really give it enough time, but actually I kind of feel that what Beast 5 showed was actually a higher level than what I'm used to seeing in, say, the locals and the weeklies over in America. And I'll be honest in my opinion of that. So I think that kind of level was very, very impressive.
Yeah, sounds fair enough. It's a little bit like watching Street Fighter, isn't it, when you get to that sort of level? Because as you said, it's not a game. It's not a case of Melee high speed. Trying to get like things happening every second or so. It's about getting a hit in. which is huge. Like towards the end, we had this ridiculous moment right at the end where both of them are like nearly 150%.
My heart was
and they're just
racing
rolling back and forth, trying to get a hit on each other, and that one hit is going to seal it. And it's crazy. Like watching that, it was ridiculous. And then he got it, and we all stormed the stage and started chanting UK, and it was amazing. I loved it.
That looked so amazing. Like when J Miller actually won, I jumped straight out of my chair. I was so happy for him. Like
he pulled it out of the bag. Like he almost went down so many times.
Yeah, man.
He's a very, very composed player, and you'll know that way when you speak to him. He's an incredibly intelligent and calm and like well-mannered player. He's very, very good at that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
And I think what the most important thing about the Smash 4 victory for him, because I spoke to him about this earlier, afterwards, is that it wasn't just about winning. When he hit top 8, he finally realised that he did want to win, but it was more than that. There was a need to kind of prove something as well, because he gets annoyed with the players who are like really, really like amazing at melee and can just kind of like pick up and just think that they'll do really, really well. And he wants to prove that players from other kind of corners of the community are just as skilled in terms of in terms of like fundamentals and spacing and all that kind of stuff that people tend to not everyone, not people who are more switched on tend to know that even brawlers are incredibly skilled Smash players. There's a level of like newer players who don't seem to recognize that. And I think it's more of like a showcase of this is what other Smash players can do, and this is the potential of this game.
Absolutely.
So I think and he kind of proved that. He put Leffen into losers, went 2-0 and then reverse 3-stocked him. And Leffen is someone who is outspokenly only playing Smash 4 for the money and not for the actual enjoyment of the game.
In regards to that, Leffen did tweet out saying that he was kind of glad that a Smash 4 player did win Smash 4.
Yeah. He said, "I'm glad that Grand Finals is someone who actually enjoys the game. I just play it for money." And I think that's testament to what J Miller's done. That's what he wanted to prove, and he got and Leffen said it.
Yeah, good on him, man. Good on him.
Yeah,
really deserved
that
win.
He said that to me when he was finished. He said, "I'm a bit sorry about the money, but otherwise." He said it would be really sad if either himself or Armada took it, because neither of them have a massive interest in the game, really. So, it was a grand final with two of these players. I mean, how much do we know about Scythe?
He's from Germany.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, because I looked him up and I looked up some of his older matches from the Brawl days. He's an old Brawl player. Apparently, he's just below the level of a really, really amazing German player named Quicksilver, and apparently Scythe was considered second best in German Brawl behind Quicksilver. And let me just tell you, Quicksilver in terms of Brawl players is insanely solid, really, really, really good. I think he played ZSS, unless I'm very much mistaken, but in Brawl. And Scythe put in work, man. Scythe looked very strong. And he did have that sort of, I don't want to say brawl element to his game, but he did have that sort of more calm, chilled out. But can I just say, 40 minutes to take a break, not necessary, or however long it was.
It can't.
That was very strange. In terms of if you didn't know what actually happened and why he left, there was a bit of confusion about the rule set because we weren't sure, because it wasn't specified in the Apex rulings whether DSR was in place for a best of 5 for Smash 4.
Okay,
it wasn't on the rules list. It wasn't in the kind of rules list that were dotted around the place. So we were trying to figure out the rule set. So he wanted to go back to Smashville, and Miller was trying to prevent him from doing it, and there was a bit of confusion there. But because we couldn't find out, he decided to go to the loop. And instead of waiting until we'd figure it out,
I can understand that.
I can't. You don't leave the stage until the game's over.
Let's be real. If you're in grand finals of pretty much the biggest European tournament of all time, and you're in grand finals for a game that's already got hype because Luigi's in grand finals from the UK, and then you're like, oh, you can't find I'm gonna quickly, yeah, okay, I'll be back in a few, and however long you took, shouldn't have, like, I'm kind of glad that, you know, they didn't DQ him so we could get the hype, everybody rushing on stage, cause I don't think that would have happened, and we wouldn't have shown like the UK's unity had, you know, how he'd just been DQ'd, and then Jamie would be like, yeah, cool, I'm off. But, you know, it was, but still, that shouldn't have been let go. Like, there should have been, like, at least something said about that, as opposed to just, oh, he's back now, we're going to play. Like, come on, really?
Yeah, it did lower the, it did sort of take out the pump a bit. Although it must have done for him as well, surely. I mean, it just sort of, it lowered the adrenaline for everyone, which was a bit of a shame. I actually don't think he deserves the amount of demonizing he got afterwards.
No, it was a bit over the top. However, I can appreciate at the time, reacting that way.
I mean, he got pulled into the group. I mean, he got pulled into the UK's group hug. So.
Oh, poor guy.
I just saw that.
I did. Oh god, we suck. That's really mean.
No,
how did that happen?
Because Jay Miller was trying to give him a hug, and then everybody bum rushed Jay Miller, and because he was so inside, you all pulled him into your massive group hug, and he's awkwardly trying to get out, and you can see him just trying to shimmy around people, and everyone's going UK.
Yeah, poor
it's
Syfe.
So bad.
I feel bad for you, man. Syfe, if you ever happen to listen to this, we're sorry. Like you played amazingly, and you don't deserve any hatred.
No, we're not. Jay Miller.
But yeah, Jay Miller. Like I'm not denying that. The man is that was sick.
Yeah.
So
it was good because Keitaro had seen it, and originally it was only a flight and entry for the melee winner. But you know, we kind of talked to Keitaro, or Keitaro came out and said, "Look, we want to bring him to Apex."
Shout out to Keitaro. He's such a bro.
Legend.
Keitaro's
so
such a bro.
hopefully we will be seeing him at Apex.
We would love to see him at Apex, would we not?
It'd be great. It'd be great.
Jay Miller worldwide, please make it happen.
So, Project M?
PM.
We've got to say, we've got to talk about this Silent Doom.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh God, yeah.
What
okay,
is the Silent Doom controversy? Because I haven't heard this yet. So please.
Basically, he was in bracket. He was he was playing to be in top 8.
Okay.
And yeah, he's a Shulk player, by the way, and also a Lamar player. So yeah, he was waiting to play Armada, and Armada had to play all of his PM matches and his melee matches. So he said, right, okay, I'm going to go play these first. So, you know, I'll get back to you, basically.
Right.
So Doom is like, okay, fine, fair enough. He's got to play his games. They're important. Off I go. So he went to go watch the PM top 8.
Where Armada was playing.
Where Armada was playing. So he was watching these and just sitting there watching, and waits a good while, and then he gets told to come to the gym to play his game. When he gets there, they've already DQ'd him.
That's
but the thing is though, okay, the funny thing about this is he was waiting for about 45 minutes to an hour to for this game. He was just waiting around. And then they only waited about 15-20 minutes for him before they DQ'd him.
What the hell? That's some scumbaggery. What the hell?
But then the funny thing about this is later on in the melee doubles, Cala W is about half an hour late to his match, and is allowed.
There's no way they didn't DQ him.
No, they didn't DQ.
What?
They didn't DQ him.
Okay, right. I don't want to call it there's bias against the UK, but there's clearly bias. No.
Yeah.
But seriously,
people have said it.
Well, clearly, right. Okay. Oh my god, this is actually making my head hurt. How stupid. Right. I'm gonna just whatever.
Shout out to Silent Doom, man.
Shout out to Silent Doom, man. You got
it completely killed his momentum. So when he played his losers match, he kind of he was playing Zork, and Zork is a good player. So he lost 2-1, but it would have been if he had played a match against Armada and lost into losers, it would have been a different ball game. But he was kind of a little bit mentally shaken.
Jordan, man, shouts to you. Son. I feel, god damn.
On another day, we could easily have seen him in top 8. Easily.
That sucks so much, man. Oh my god. Whatever. There's not much we can do now.
No, except to just put the message out and say, Let's not see that happen again, Sweden. Huh?
Yeah. Lolex Armada, sort it out, son. All right.
He's already mentioned it to them, so I mean, there was a space for him to say that. So
he does it. To be honest, he has room to say things like that because it's completely what? Oh God. Yeah. Anyway, let's before my head starts splitting because of my splitting headache over the stupidity. Let's move on to some Project M. So this game, I think, as it's been stated a couple of times, wasn't really supposed to be there in the first place, but because the UK asked for it, we got it. Yeah.
Enough of us came.
Yeah.
It's fair enough.
Yeah.
And yeah,
it was put on because we were demanding it, basically.
Yeah. And if you look at the top of the rankings, there's a lot of our players there. Yeah. A lot of our players.
Actually, if I could just make a quick shout out to I'll do that after. We'll talk about top 8 first, then I'll make my little shout outs at the end to my boys. But let's go through the top 8. So joint 7th we had Mike Hagger and Mahi, and joint 5th we had Timmy and Yippee or Yuppie, however you say his name. Yeppy. 4th Leffen, 3rd Armada, 2nd Professor Pro, and 1st Mango. So, yeah, looking at these results, I'm not honestly surprised at where Prof placed. I'm going to be honest with you. Well,
I think I personally was surprised that Mango beat him. Actually,
I think it's just because going off how amazing Mango is as a general player and how quick he is to adapt and how naturally solid he is at melee. The fundamentals transfer over. I just think that he seemed to really be able to read Prof and see what he was doing and see what maybe he was doing wrong and how he can remedy that. And he played very, very well. So,
if you go back and watch the set, from the beginning, and you see how he was doing stuff and then how he just started to learn what Snake could and couldn't deal with, is actually brilliant.
Really?
We were just sitting there watching it and we were like, how has this guy figured this out so quickly?
It's Mango, son.
Yes,
don't sleep
so
on
good.
the kid. Don't sleep on the kid.
The download, I think I shouted that at one point. I shouted Virgin Media Mango or something like that.
Yeah, the broadband,
fiber optic.
Broadband was real.
I think that's always been the thing about Mango, isn't it? I mean, he's always been called the natural, mainly because he just has this ability to adapt and see that, and kind of just pick up on things so quickly.
Exactly.
And have an almost instantaneous kind of impact on the way he plays. He could be in the same stock and change the way he plays almost instantaneously. I think that is why he is so good.
Yeah, he's incredible.
So talented.
After talking to Prof was like, yeah, this matchup is not in Snake's favor, and it's very difficult, and it's against the top, the best Falco arguably in the world in melee. So
Yeah.
But
better than PP.
Arguably. That's what I said. That's why I said arguably.
Yeah.
They're very different Falcos in that sense.
Yeah. In terms of the rest of the top 8, Armada, his pit's very good, but he doesn't play this game enough anymore, really.
Yeah, I don't think he didn't. He said on Twitter that he didn't know that Pit was kind of bad now, or had the options that he previously had sort of just taken away from him. And that's understandable. If your character gets nerfed and you don't really play the game, then you're not really going to understand how to adapt to that. But his Fox
looked very good.
Yeah. Actually, while we're talking about Armada, quick shout out to R23 for his match against Armada.
That was a great match.
I was getting so hyped for Alex. He put in so much work against his Pit, and then just sort of I guess the choke was kind of real, and also the fact that Armada's Fox was looking really, really solid. So, but still, shouts to you, R23, if you listen to this, because you did put in work against this Pit. Everybody saw it. You did really, really well. Good on you, son.
I like how Liva also close-upped on R23's happy victory dance. It's really sweet.
Yeah.
Whenever he wins, he's just bouncing around on the chair. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah, no, he got really hype, and he deserved it. I mean, it's a shame that. It's a shame he lost, but it was a great match. And
I also noticed that a lot of people were quite surprised about how good he was as well, in terms of because obviously maybe he's not a name that is as household for the Europeans, but everyone was saying, what is this Kirby? Who is this Kirby? Kind of thing. I don't think they'd seen the character in PM to that level, I guess. But
if they've ever seen a Kirby in PM, it'll be the Chudak Kirby. which is pretty much as far away from R23's Kirby.
Yeah. A very, very different Kirby, for sure.
The troll Kirby that sits on the ledge is like, I'm going to suck you up. If you come anywhere near me, I'll suck you up. Whereas R23 is like the aggro Kirby.
Oh, yeah.
Which is wonderful. It's so much more interesting.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone use Kirby's down tilt and actually get a combo off it before. But I did when R23 used it. I was like, okay, that move has some sort of use.
Yeah,
cool.
He's really good at playing aggro with characters that can, like, he's the same with his Sheik, because Sheik is very aggro, and you can just camp with that character. But he doesn't. He likes to go in. That's his playstyle, and he does it with the characters. Yeah, with whatever character he likes. So, good stuff to him. In terms of the rest of our UK boys, of course, we've got to give some shout-outs to Candy, who almost made the top 8.
Yes, Candy, getting 9th with his Bowser. That is really, really good. Well, good on you, son. Good on you.
Very narrowly losing to Mike Hagger. And
I mean, Walking Hitbox versus the Bite of Death from Wario is sort of like...
It's a terrible matchup.
It's awful. So bad. And also our UK boys, I know, Lorenzo, you're going to be happy about this.
Yeah, BAP?
That money.
BAP, son. Yeah, making top 16.
Who's he playing at Beast? Because I've heard multiple stories. I heard he played Meta Knight, I heard he played Ices, I heard he played Sheik. I've heard different things from different people. So
I think he plays a lot of characters. He probably played them all.
He played the random one. Okay.
I don't know who he played, because I know he got taken out by Mahi, but I'm not sure who he was playing at the time, because he just previously found out, because Mahi plays ZSS in PM, and apparently that's terrible for Meta Knight, because Meta Knight is like his inverted commas main, and well, yeah, it's his main, and he just found out from playing a little bit of it that it's a crap matchup. So I'm not sure who he went with at the time. But yeah, he couldn't. I think he couldn't do it. But aside from that, he played amazingly. He took out a lot of players. Fought his way through pools and all the rest of it. Made huge shout-outs to him. It was really good job.
Good stuff, Shane. Good stuff.
Yeah. Also to Alpha Dash, making time with R23, getting 17th.
Yeah.
I guess he was using his Rob or his Wario or whatever.
Shouts to our own Bowie as well, who put in a lot of work as well on stream.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Zelda is solid. So
you have very good Zelda, but I'm not gonna lie.
I actually really like 3.5 Zelda. A lot of people kind of say, I mean, she's not as good, I don't think, overall, but I really enjoy the way she plays now.
She's like Viola from Soul Calibur.
Yeah. You make very good use of the side B as well, which I think is great.
It lends itself more to kind of the combo game than the kind of spacing game.
Yeah,
like she used to zone control a lot more, but now she can kind of it's still zone controls, but less. But when you kind of get it right, it kind of can aid your combos quite nicely.
Yeah. If we're gonna make a few more shout outs, I want to just shout out to my boy in his first international Smash. Well, two of my boys in the first international Smash tournament. This is going to be such Northeast bias. But
Diabound?
Diabound, who went 2-0 in winners and then only got knocked out by Yuppie, and then in losers got knocked out by Vilnius. So
that's two very, very strong players.
Exactly, two strong players, and he put in a lot of work apparently. And then DCJ got knocked into losers in his first match, which wasn't looking strong, and then had a pretty decent run through losers, only getting knocked out by Wills. And apparently in that match, Dale should have won, DCJ should have won, but just like choked up a bit. But shout out to my boys, they put in work. They did kind of bad in Melee, because Dale's kind of weak in Melee. But
they don't play Melee though, do they? I mean,
Dale's trying to play Melee a bit more, as is Brandon, so hopefully we can get them up to scuff on that. But yeah, I just want to shout them out in PM, because a lot of our boys went over and did actually pretty damn well in. But there were also some shocks in PM that we won't bring up, because there was, I know, one very old school player who was pretty damn solid in PM with a certain Mario main who went 0-2. And that was very surprising to me. If you guys know, I'm going to just say it's Jelly.
Jelly? What didn't turn up, dude?
Oh, did he not? Oh, fair enough then.
Jelly, okay, we won't go into it, but Jelly had Passport Crises. Jelly had Passport Crisis and never came.
Oh,
talking 0-2, he got defaulted, dude.
Oh, fair one.
He would not have gone 0-2.
Yeah, fair enough.
If you go further down the bracket, actually, you see that at least probably about half the names are our boys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's pretty solid.
So 25th, we if you look at the 25th place tie, Jolteon, I'm a little bit. Who did he get beaten by? Because I think he could have done better than that. Definitely.
I'm trying to find it. But...
let me just have a quick check.
Because Bowie
he lost to Mahi.
Oh, fair enough. Mahi's apparently very good at PM. Like, obviously he's an amazing math, but he has a ZSS apparently. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he looked very, very strong when I saw him. Wait, no, he got knocked into losers by Mahi and got knocked out by Yuppie. No, wait.
Both.
No, he didn't. He got knocked out by Slim Shady, so...
Slim Shady is a Mario, or at least he's a Mario in Melee, so...
Mario and Samus in PM, apparently.
That's fair enough. Great. I mean, also a very strong player, so... Yeah, no, I remember actually saying that he lost to Slim Shady, so... It happens. Next time, Jay.
Next time, dude.
Yeah, but otherwise, if you look down the bracket, like X1 also, Bowie taking 20...
Yes, lads.
Yeah,
yes,
and
lads.
then Anarchy, Kazuwolf, Wills, Hofu, Yeniths, Bullet Bill, Direbound, Rash Attack, Miam King, Takesha, Jin, Inertia, Sergeant Snuggles. It's all our boys.
Yeah.
Like, that's the reason PM
Good
happens.
stuff, UK.
We were there.
Good stuff.
Time Muffin, who beat me, good on him.
He's the Scottish Wolf, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wolf's good.
Yeah.
He actually he played Mango, and I think he got him down to 1 stock. So
damn.
In one game anyway. So yeah, not a bad showing from him either. So overall, yeah, PM was pretty saturated by the UK players.
Yeah.
We're not surprised, but
yeah.
No, it was a pretty good showing. I mean, overall, yeah. Good
stuff. So that's all the results out of the way. So let's just go into some general beast type talk. So guys, I'll let you take this away because I wasn't.
Wave your baps, people.
Okay, yeah, no, let's move to raise your baps. Let's move to raise your baps.
Please what the hell?
Now, okay. So one thing that very sadly didn't get streamed because quite understandably, Eva was like, "It's 2 a.m. I'm going to bed." And I don't blame him. But at 2 a.m., you heard about this, Scandinavia versus the world.
Oh,
battle.
yeah, I heard about that.
That did happen.
It did get recorded on someone's stuff, so it should.
Oh yes,
at some point.
Yeah,
it was pretty hype.
Someone needs to put it on SmashUK when it gets released.
They played it out at 2 a.m.
Oh my god.
On the main stage, there weren't that many of us watching, but it was brilliant.
There was enough. There was enough. There were UK players
led by BAP who were all waving slices of bread in the air.
Oh, raise them! Oh my god, I just got it. I think.
Yeah, there you go. Raise your baps.
Shane, please.
Yeah, no, it was wonderful. He was handing out slices. It was really nice bread too.
Is that bread?
It was like tiger bread. It was actually really good quality.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
So shout outs there. And in terms of the crew battle, I mean, our boys did all right. Jolteon did good.
Jolteon was fantastic.
Jolteon was amazing.
Jolteon was crazy.
Because he accidentally became Zelda. He was like mid-fight. It was quite high percentages. He accidentally pressed down B, became Zelda, spaced back, and then got a sweet spot fair to take the stock.
So dope.
And then switched back and then started just down tilting consistently, and it worked. He completely and utterly outspaces his opponent and just down tilts.
He trolled very hard.
He was trolling so hard, man.
Yeah. We got Leffen carried hard for Scandinavia. He took a lot of stocks.
Took 3 people out of the game.
Yeah, he bodied Mahi. He bodied
But that was expected.
They threw maths at him, so I think both the French maths, like Mahi and Salapate, got taken down by him. Salabat, sorry. And then I think who finally finished him off? Baxon finally had to take him out. So all the French guys just sort of went after him, and it basically happened.
It kind of worked, but kind of didn't.
Well, we needed to throw someone at them. Basically, the Scandinavians threw Leffen and a lot of ice climbers at us.
Oh yeah, they had who did they have? They had Tomba and Smasher 89.
Daumling.
Oh.
Who's the best?
Yeah. Isn't Daumling German though?
No, we had Daumling.
Did we?
Yeah, we
had.
They had like 2 ice climbers.
They had Tomba and Smasher 89 because
Yeah.
Tomba is Danish and Smasher 89 Swedish.
Prof got wobbled a couple of times, which was kind of sad.
That was the bad bit. Like, if he didn't get those wobbles, we could have won that.
Yeah, we
He ended us by three stock. That was the difference between the win and the loss. Was missing like one of the top European player.
Yeah, like
Yeppy, where the hell were you?
I'm sorry to fire shots, but if we'd like, I thought Yeppy was there. Yeppy was there.
He wasn't there, was he?
He wasn't in the crew battle.
No, he wasn't in the crew battle. Man, if we had Yeppy,
Yeah.
against one of them ice climbers.
Yeppy, man, what the hell, dude? Come
Look,
on.
it was 2 a.m. A lot of people just didn't know what was going on by that point. Like, I walked up to the sort of the play venue and got and found the megaphone and just said it, and I was just like, the crew battle is starting, and not everyone was like, all right, and got back to playing their games. So I just walked back downstairs. I was like, okay, I tried.
Oh, man.
And yeah, I mean, I do feel like I'm firing shots here, but we should have we shouldn't have had Alpha Dash in that crew battle.
That's what everyone said.
Like, he got
Just harsh.
he got bodied by Eagle. Eagle wrecked him.
Eagle the Docs Mario player?
Yeah, Eagle wrecked.
For Christ's sake, come on.
No, dude. Eagle is sick.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I've seen Eagle play. I saw him play on stream. He's sick, but I think oh my god.
No, he's better than Alpha Dash. Like, he wrecked Alpha Dash.
Dude John had a bad melee weekend.
Yeah, he didn't.
So
he was not on form. I mean, we had people in that audience who probably we could have fielded instead of him, and against a doc they might have done all right.
There was one other dude from France who, after talking to the French Smashers and stuff on the way home, they were like, he shouldn't have played either. What's his name?
Even the French.
Dark? JD?
Was it the guy who was with Mahid towards the end when we were on the bus?
No, that was Salapat.
No, that was
was that Sopat?
No, Salapat should definitely have been in there. He's sick. He had to just get bodied by Leffen, but... And also, actually, shout-outs to one player who I was very impressed with this tournament was a French Samus Forster.
Faust is German, I think.
No, he's not. He's French. He's French.
Yeah, he's French. My bad.
He's French, bro. Have you ever heard him commentate? He's definitely French.
Yeah, my bad. It's because he's playing someone on stream who was from Germany, and yeah, my bad.
He played Pontus on
he played
stream.
Pontus, yeah, that's the one. But yeah, Faustus Samus is pretty damn sick.
He took 6 stocks in that crew battle, and it was 3 stocks each, so he took 2 players down. He did really well.
Fausto,
yeah, no, I think it's Fausteo, but whatever it is, he's really sick, really good player, and very hype.
I also think perhaps the biggest shout out in terms of the crew battle for me is perhaps the ending from the Scandinavians. Because it was 1 stock left with an ice climbers, wasn't it? Was it ice climbers, or it was 1 stock left?
No, it was one of our ice climbers. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was one of our ice climbers, and the Scandinavians sent in a peaked player at the end, pressed down B, and it insta picked up a Stitch. Like the first pick was a Stitch.
Oh, it just doesn't
started the game.
Better. It doesn't.
Started the game. Stitch came out. I think he hit him with it twice, and then the IC just SD'd. I was like, GG. I'm not dealing with that.
It was
such.
My heart
ridiculously
hurts.
Good start.
As an Icy's main, my heart hurts whenever I hear the words Peach or Stitch. It's like, God.
It was quite disgusting.
It was a hype but sad ending to
because you're like, yeah,
yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, damn. Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can't. We couldn't quite believe that everyone, because I still have an issue when it comes to this game of recognizing if it's a Stitch. I can't quite see it from like as soon as it came out of the floor, everyone would just start exploding. And I was like, wait. Oh,
yeah,
it was insane. Like, but I couldn't believe that he got it and then hit him and then hit the Ice Climbers twice with it. Yeah. I think it's because the Ice Climbers wasn't ready.
He didn't know. Like, he picked the first Stitch, floated upwards, and threw it downwards, and then boom, it was gone.
Yeah, no. If we saw that, we were like, yeah.
Oh God, that sucks.
You can't write that. We got to. We say GG, but it was not GG.
It was. Oh my God.
I'm sorry. Just
shout outs to Bullet Bill the entire weekend as well.
Did anybody do the Bullet Bill chant when he was playing?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Good.
We did it in the airports,
Oh, it's
Yeah.
the
worldwide.
buses, everywhere.
Sorry, bud.
Yeah,
I
no.
won't get away from it, bud.
Yeah, we did that. There was there was also like there was basically him for some reason, I don't even know why. And actually we did do it once or twice, started singing God Save the Queen. I don't know why.
I saw a photo on SmashUK of your quote-unquote preparation on the whiteboard.
Oh, that was just Bullet
And it-
Bill writing that out. I don't know why.
No,
You, like-
that was little team talk at the beginning when we got to the venue and they were still setting up. So we were like, guys, we've got to rally the troops. We've got to decide what to chant for everybody.
Was
And
it not
Bullet
just-
Bill-
was it not just
Tube
J-
chant.
I can only assume it was just J Miller, Bullet Bill, and then God Save the Queen.
And
Yeah.
I think
Tube.
the best chant is "Give him the lube, in comes
Oh, yeah.
Tube."
no, Tube. Sadly, we never got to chant that. But
Oh,
I chanted it once.
oh, did you?
No
How
one,
did that chant even go?
man, it didn't go well.
I don't know how we do it. There was also, I think we might have chanted "Will's the Fraud Destroyer" maybe once.
oh.
But-
I know I did.
I didn't hear one of them, which was upsetting. Thinking back,
There was various stuff.
Oh,
the
man.
best one I think was a polite applause for.
Yeah, the golf clap for VA. The golf clap. We all have to golf clap VA for as reasons already explained.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, no, there was a lot of UK hype to
Was some
say
good-
to say the least.
There were even the hype from the new boys with their Tinder game.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
yeah, this
Yes.
This is. I mean, obviously, we can't probably go into much detail about this, but I think it was like Saturday night, and it was like it was already like 3 a.m. because this is after the crew battle, and JJ, myself, and Harry and Bap and all this lot were just like bantering in the room, and then
I was there as well, Bo.
you were there to the left of us. Sorry, you were asleep at this point, weren't you?
Oh, well,
Oh, okay. Sorry. So the boys from there's a group of 5 guys from Colchester come in and just say to JJ, "You were right, man. Swedish Tinder's a great idea." Which we're all like, "Wait a second." And it turns out that one of them, bless his heart, had basically managed to get a Swedish girl back to the venue to play Smash with them. And JJ and I just looked at each other and went, "Well, now we can't go to sleep, can we?
Yeah.
We have to see if this is real."
yeah, we all went up there, like, and
There's no way that it.
It was just one of those things you don't expect to like. It's a good story that comes out of Smash. Let's just say that.
Oh my god.
it was not something we were expecting, and it did happen.
Oh.
I think. Have you seen the trending hashtag on Twitter, which is because Melee, which is
Yeah.
like people kind of like giving reasons for Melee. Like his is going to be the best because Melee.
Yeah, his one is going to be brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is classic. OTV exclusive on Swedish Tinder.
Yeah, sadly,
Yeah.
It was. I'm not entirely sure what happened after they played, but
It went well. We'll say that.
oh really? Oh, fantastic!
It went very well for that guy.
Fantastic!
Oh my god. Alright, well then, moving
Shout
swift-
out to Smash Bros and Tinder, bringing people together since 2015.
Yeah, fantastic.
Alright, so moving swiftly along, Lorenzo, well, all 3 of you guys actually had an opportunity to get on some commentary. So how was that over there? Was there any
Amazing.
I think Bowie's got the most to say about this.
Yeah.
Do I?
Well, we had the most time. I mean, since being back from it, we've been discussing in the group which they put up about like the issues they had, because really the main issue was they had this big schedule up, which kind of got messed up because the tournament schedule got messed up. But overall, it seemed to go well. I guess the people who were on commentary would have obviously done a good job. I know Bowie was on there quite a bit.
I had like 3 big segments. Yeah, I kind of did melee doubles alongside Frozen Light. Obviously Smash 4 top 8 with D1, and I kind of opened with I opened PM with Alpha Dash and Bose as well, who's a very, very nice guy.
That's pretty cool.
I shouldn't have done melee. I don't know why I did the melee doubles because I didn't even sign up to do melee, but I just got told halfway through that can I cover because someone had to go and play a game. But yeah, it was as JJ said, like there was a schedule which didn't get stuck to, unfortunately. So a lot of people kind of missed out on their slots.
Yeah, like there was, honestly, like some people, they actually took basically, I think it also bubbled down to just who sort of talked their way onto it. Like
Will's managed to get onto commentary at some point as well, which is a confusing one.
Will's a pretty good commentator though, from like experience of like hearing him commentate things. He's actually pretty decent.
No, sure, but I mean the whole idea of the schedule just sort of got blown out of the water. I mean the other thing, of course, was that D1 wasn't on there anyway, so they were apart from the top 8s. So basically, whenever he wanted to commentate, he'd just go on and commentate, and
which is legit.
Of course, it was legit, but it just meant like a lot of.
Yeah, some of the
shout outs to D1. He was such a nice dude.
And he marathoned the entire weekend as well. So like, yeah.
LCD1.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I suppose, like I personally was down for about 3 hours worth, and I think I got about half an hour in the end, because I was supposed to do the off the battlefield segment, but they said to me that they and this is fair enough. They said they wanted that hour to catch up, which is fair enough. So that's fine. But everything else, I mean, obviously the other thing was that like any scheduling for PM got blown out of the water because PM was very behind the whole time.
Yeah, it was. I remember looking at the brackets and just seeing like winners had advanced to like top 8, and then they were still in like the preliminary stages of like losers bracket. And I was like, what the hell are they doing?
Well, see, what the issue that happened there started off like straight away at the venue. Like the place got double booked, and the dude
triple booked, wasn't it?
Triple booked, yeah. And the dude who booked it, like he decided to take the day off because he knew he made a mistake or something. So they couldn't get it sorted out. So PM was kind of scattered all over the place, and they had to like do a makeshift thing where they tried to do all the pools in these rooms, but if you got knocked out, you were put straight into losers bracket. So there was this one guy with one phone trying to, like, if you lost, you went to what we called the church, although I'm pretty sure it wasn't a church. And if you were in losers, you're supposed to just sit there, but obviously people don't do that. So there's this one dude with a phone trying to sort everything out, and he couldn't, like...
Oh, that sucks.
There's not much you could do about it, like... They tried to do the best they could, I guess, with what they had. It wasn't the best circumstances, and... I mean, it worked out in the end, it was just a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, no, sure. I mean, the thing is about making a schedule like that is that tournaments on that scale, you've got to be prepared for anything, really.
Yeah, man, it's a big-ass tournament.
And just thankfully, of course, lots of people wanted to commentate, so there was always commentary. But the whole idea of having a schedule, really, aside from some of the stuff like the top 8, I mean, I fully agree with, say, top 8 having scheduling because you want specific people on there at specific times. But I think the rest of the time, it mostly bubbled down to whoever was there at the time and sort of wanted to do it. And
Smash 4 had 2 commentators the entire weekend. Like in terms of the pools and the early brackets, had 2 guys just sitting there and didn't get up. So no one who was scheduled on Salty Play. Basically, I think Salty Playground, especially, just completely disregarded the fact that there was a schedule.
Yeah,
I think that came down to that Salty Playground wasn't run the same way that Salty Playground usually.
Yeah, indeed, that's the thing.
Because I've commentated with them quite a few times, but
yeah,
it was very different this time. I don't know. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, and the thing, it's hard because you had 2 collaborating streams, you had 400 people, and you had 3 TOs.
Yeah, it's a difficult weekend.
Yeah, it's a lot, really. I mean, one thing they did say about commentary, and this was entirely right, was they were saying we've got to keep this organic because anything, you just so long as there is commentary, really, like, so. As I said, I got a little bit with D1 because I basically taught my way onto there. Like, I kept asking until they let me on.
Fair enough.
Was it fun commentating with him? I didn't get a chance to.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, Bowie can talk more about this because he got a lot longer, but I got a little bit with him, and he is a very good commentator and very accommodating. Gives you time to speak. I enjoyed it. I wish I could have had longer, but it was really good. So shout-outs to D1. Bowie, I think you should talk more about that, really.
So what I found is that he does his thing and he does it brilliantly, but as Lorenzo said, he gives you your chance to speak. So he lets you kind of have your time. It isn't just about him, even though we know that he's the the star commentator, let's say. he made sure that it wasn't about him; it was about us as a team. He's always part of a team. It's never him commentating with someone else. It's and it's a very natural process with him. It was nice that I managed to have a conversation with him before, so we had a rapport. We kind of talked to each other, and we kind of knew, how we kind of acted, the pair of us, and then that kind of went further on, and it kind of. He kind of gave me the confidence to get stronger. So, if for those of you who either watch the stream live or have watched the VODs back, the early games were quite staggered and quite kind of slow. And at least in my opinion, in terms of the commentary, I was a little bit more nervous. But as as it went on, I opened up and got a lot stronger in terms of the way that I commentated. And I think that the top 4 games were a lot better. And that's thanks to him, I guess.
Yeah, straight up.
I haven't rewatched the VODs, so I was just wondering, could you as a viewer at home, could you tell that there was any issues going on at the tournament in terms of
commentary? There was at least one point when somebody came on and said, "Oh, I'm supposed to be commentating with you now." I went, "Oh, but I'm commentating with him now," and there was that sort of back and forth. But other than that, there was no sort of indication that there was any sort of major problems with.
Oh well, that's good then. That's good.
Happening. It seemed alright.
Yeah, there was a little bit like that where basically I was commentating a little while with D1, and then he jumped off, and he was like, it's been good. And then King Funk jumped on with me, and he was like, and he started talking to me as if I was meant to do the OTB segment, and then I was like, okay, sure, I'll start doing the OTB segment, and then I can't remember who it was, but someone came. I was like, I'm doing melee teams now. You have to get off straight away. And I was like, all right. So I did. And then they basically sat and did the downtime while they were waiting for melee teams. So yeah, it's that sort of mentality. And I think that's in terms of, unless it's the really important matches, I think that's what happens in most of the time, really, in terms of commentary. And that is just how it is. So yeah.
I want to make sure that I get some commentary in with you, JJ. I haven't worked.
Yeah, we need to get a chance to do that. So
I think Heir to the Throne 2 is our time to shine. So
that's hype.
Yeah, actually, we were meant to commentate as well. In PM, but obviously that never happened. But there's always more time. There's a lot more tournaments. Yeah. So
speaking of which, what's the next tournament ?
Yeah, there are lots. There are so many coming up. So
a lot of upcoming ones.
I think before.
Sorry. Yep, go for it.
Yeah, I was going to say before we finish, we should just cover what's coming in the future, because straight after Beast, so many people have been posting stuff saying there's tournaments happening here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah. And we're going to quickly plug the Northeast because we've got 2 tournaments coming up soon. We've got first of our Series 2 in the Northeast in Newcastle, called Northeast SmashUK number 1. It's going to be in Newcastle, G4G, regular venue. It's going to feature myself, DCJ, DDiz, TFU, Sir Aaron, Dearbound, loads more names who you may have come to know more in the recent memory. And I think we've got Duckslayer from Scotland coming, as well as a couple of other people. I think Will's going to try and make it, but he said he might not be able to, which is a shame, but he might come up to the next one. And then that's on the 25th of January. And on the 31st of January, there's going to be a tournament in Teesside at Middlesbrough called the Teesside Tournament number 1. It's an experimental tournament hosted by DDiz and a guy named Scotty. And if I'm aware, I think Bap's going to that.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, Bap's going to that. TFU, Dearbound, DCJ, other Northeast names, all going over there. Yeah, so that should be a good one. Guys, if you have any other tournaments coming up in Meltdown, of course.
Yes, Meltdown.
Every other week, that is.
Yeah, so Meltdown so I guess in 2 weeks' time, which will be it'll be the 28th. I guess it'll be the next Meltdown tournament, and that'll be it'll be a PM bracket. So put that in your diaries, guys. Meltdown, Caledonian Road, Wednesday the 28th. But that's just like a local. I mean, in terms of larger scale tournaments, actually, just literally in the last few days, R23 has announced he's running South Coast Regionals 3, which is happening on Saturday the 24th, so actually next Saturday. So I'm trying to get my way there and wangle my way out of uni commitments because I have to go there and play.
Speaking of uni, in the next few weeks we'll probably release the schedule to the Bucks Smash University Championship that we're doing, which is which is like a crew battle sort of thing. There are 10 unis involved, so that's coming soon. And
so shout outs to JJ for actually sorting that all out, man. You've done a very good job there.
No, it's a really nice idea, and I'm looking forward to being part of that.
I would assume that based on how it looks like we're going to have to do it, that there will be about 3 tournaments for that, which should, I would assume, be open to the general public as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
Yeah, there's also Avalon, which is the weekend after next.
In Shotomir,
which I'm also going to. I'm really looking forward to. So that's going to be Shotomir, the Netherlands. That should be an amazing tournament as well. 100-man cap. Obviously, all the Dutch players are going to be there, like Jeppe and Amsa and so on. So that should be a lot of fun. And then if we look to the near future, and well, at least further on, then there's been quite a lot of activity going out of Beast. For instance, Marcel, aka Sleeps Jr., has just posted saying he's looking to set up a tournament, hopefully for the last Sunday of every month. That's what he's been saying.
Yeah, I think the Christmas period is over. Everyone's sprung back to life now.
Yeah, absolutely.
GP announced that he's got like 3 or 4 tournaments in the run up coming up.
And also a huge post from Alan Cameron. I'm not actually. Do we know what his tag is? Because I'm afraid I'm being.
Alan Cameron. Christ, I know it, but I'll get back to you on that one.
Basically, one of the Scottish players, and he's saying he's looking to host a 2-day tournament in Edinburgh, at the beginning of March, which should be amazing. And already, like, a lot of people have expressed interest. I'm gonna make sure I can make it to that. And lots of other, and also actually Jeppe has said I'm going if I can get a Ryanair flight.
International hype.
Yes, there should be some international hype. Prof said, yeah, I'm up for it as well. I mean, this is just looking like there isn't even an event page for this or anything yet, but he just posted he just made a post and people have already started saying, yeah, this sounds great. So that's going to be going on. There's so many tournaments coming up, and of course in the just far off as well, if you want to get really far, in April there's Beauty 10, the next Swedish tournament.
I was about to mention Beauty 10, which had just been announced by Lolex. Also in America as well, obviously going to it is going to be tough, but obviously viewing it just before Apex as well, there's a smaller tournament in, where is Rolex from?
New York.
Is he from New York?
Yeah, he's from New York, I think.
The region, I can't remember, but yeah, there's a smaller tournament there. I can't remember.
Is it Tri-State?
It's Tri-State, yeah.
Tri-State, New York, okay.
That's the one. So there'll be a smaller one to watch there, and then Apex obviously later on this month on the 30th.
Yeah, and the just one other quick one is that there's also a French tournament called Cannes, which is happening at the end of February. So hopefully a bit of a UK contingent can try to make it to that. I'll certainly do my best. I'm going to try to go to every tournament I can this year. And I think a lot of other people are feeling the same after Beast. Beast has been it's made a lot of players very hungry, myself included.
That's what a lot of people were hoping. I mean, we were talking about it before we went to Beast, and last year when the 17 or 18 of us went, loads of people came back with some hunger, and I think it was great that 80 odd people went this time, because you kind of experience how much talent there is, and boom.
Yeah,
we should be looking up from now on, guys. Looking up.
Yeah,
it's also good because you realise how much fun that there can be. Because a lot of people can get disillusioned sometimes with the game when you're not playing as well, or you can't see what else there is. But it's I think for me the biggest thing about Beast was not just the fact that I did quite well in my tournaments, and I did some commentary with D1. That's amazing. It really is, and I say they are highlights. But I think the best thing about it is it's such a huge social experience. The UK bonded very, very well, and it kind of shows just how much playing video games can bring people together. As really silly and as kind of like childish as that sounds, it's quite true. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it has so much power, kind of the ability for us to all play games, and you travel as well. I mean, going to Sweden and seeing an entire new country, it's incredible. And so you kind of get a different hunger in a way. Like, I've come back and I'm like, actually, I might pick up Melee again, just because, you know, there's so much of like a collaboration between that community. And I'm lucky that I kind of like go to Smash 4 as well and PM, so I have all these like outlets, and it just kind of, you know, it's just broadening your horizon in terms of like social stuff. So.
No, absolutely. I think that's just a nice little point to end on, is that our moment of the tournament itself. So, Bo, you've covered that in general, but do you have a particular moment that you think was your highlight, like just a little moment?
Well, I mean, I hate to be quite stereotypical, but I'd probably say Jay Miller's victory, but not in a. Obviously, there's the pride of it, but also being able to cast that. You know, and have that kind of, because unfortunately I couldn't get in on the hug. I had to stay behind the desk. But you know, to see, because I know exactly what Jay Miller was going through, because he talked to me about kind of what this meant to him, more than just, you know, the fact of winning. There was all these other like extraneous circumstances. I believed in him so much, and to see that come to fruition for him, for me as well, was quite an amazing thing, because I knew how much it meant. So, for that reason.
Yeah. JJ, do you have a moment?
Oh man, there were so many good moments, but yeah.
Swedish Tinder.
Swedish Tinder was brilliant. Waving the Baps was brilliant. Jin's background commentary. No. It's got to be the UK getting their first ever international major champion, right? It's got to be Jay Miller. It's got to be.
Yeah, man, that was great to watch, just in general. What about yourself, Lorenzo? Because I wasn't there, so I shouldn't.
It's very hard to cover to just not sort of go with what these guys have said. Obviously, like, Jay Miller's victory was absolutely wonderful. You know, just a huge thing, and just all of us storming the stage and all of that was brilliant. To be honest, I spent most of the tournament really watching than actually playing or anything else. The little bit of commentary I really enjoyed, so that was a good highlight for me. And aside from that, I think just the amount of just watching, you know, whether it's just like raising the bats, just all the banter, shouting whatever shouting God knows what at these poor players while they're going at it. It was just an amazing, like, it was a brilliant spectator experience, particularly, I think.
Yeah.
Because there were so many hype matches, so much ridiculous stuff that happened, and so much hype. I mean, I lost my voice completely for the next day after, because I've been shouting so much. For that, I think just overall that was amazing. And and it goes without saying, Jay Miller, that was just Jay Miller's victory was like the moment the UK exploded.
Yeah.
As in, every UK player there was just like, yeah, we're the best.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome watching that. So, yeah, I think that just about wraps it up then. So,
before we close off, let's give a couple of shout-outs.
Go for it.
Absolutely, mate.
Mainly just want to give a shout-out to the old guard. So, like, Ixis, CRZ, Miller, Ho For You, Kong, all, you know, Killer Jaws, Anarchy and all that lot, just for, you know, being, you know, the awesome gents you are, and Dion as well, just for being the awesome gents and friends you are, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just a shout out to the old guard. Heal
old guard, yes.
Yeah.
My only shout out would be to Alpha Dash for drowning in pools.
The obligatory shots have been fired, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, shout out to JJL just for that comment.
Yes.
Yo, man. I can't wait until this goes on SmashUK now. God damn. That's yeah, so I don't have any particular shout outs other than to the Northeast because I'm biased as hell. But other than that, that's about.
I just like to give a very quick shout. I mean, just to everyone, you know, all the UK players, all the crowd monsters, like Shane, VAP, like. I mean, I spent a lot of time sitting with Manuela as well, and like and John Goodship, No Scrub, who kept shouting "sit down" at the screen, which was at the stage, which was brilliant. Just the crowd monstering in general was wonderful. So shout outs to all the UK crowd monsters.
Nice. So,
and also the UK stream monsters, yourself included, Scrub.
Oh, thank you, dude. Yeah, I did try to do nothing but just post in chat, nothing but slay Europe. But even though that was most of my stream monstering, just shouting prof, and then when Jay Miller won, I just did a lot of tweeting, and I think I lost a few followers, but I didn't care. It was just great that Jay Miller actually pulled that out. So guys, we have come to the end of our first episode of 2015. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, of course, to Bowie and to JJL for coming on. Guys, do you have any Twitters that you want to plug before you head off? Or anything you want to plug at all? Like streams or whatever?
Go for it, yeah, sure. My Twitter is at Bowie_Alexander, and my Twitch TV channel is Twitch TV/Bowie the Hero. I'm a speedrunner mainly. It's mainly what I stream. So if you're interested in speedruns, check it out.
I watch that a lot. It's a very good stream.
Thank you.
I'm just at JJ Linyard on Twitter, and I'm sure I'll get the rest of that stuff eventually at some point.
Fair enough. Well, guys, that's it from us here at Off the Battlefield. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time with more guests, Smash news, and other such stuff that we talk about and things. Cheers, guys, and we'll see you all later.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.